Today we'll be doing a power yoga, 1 hour a bit approximately. The theme will be twisting and balance. So we'll kind of start by balancing our mind, coming back to our breath and our body. Perhaps closing the eyes. And see if you can balance the breath, making it even inhale, even exhale. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to count it if you don't want to. But if you like to count the breath, feel free. And typically our exhales are longer than our inhales, so trying to pay a little attention to the inhales, slowing them down. And as you breathe, see if you can relax your shoulders. Let your jaw feel heavy. And your eyes soft. Breathing in and out. Notice your posture. See if you're sitting up nice and tall. And if not, then lengthen it. Crown of the head towards the ceiling. And the chest just gently peeling open, shoulders pulling gently down the back. And then take a nice deep breath in. And a slow breath out. And we'll start to wake up our body gently, blinking open the eyes. And if you're not already in cross, then come into a cross-legged seat. We're going to start with a nice gentle twist. Take your right hand behind you and your left hand crosses over to your right knee, and then twist open towards the right. Sitting up nice and tall, your shoulders should still be over your hips, not leaning back. Think about your chest, kind of just gently lifting up and out of the rib cage. And breathe. Maybe look over the right shoulder. Good. And then untwist and switch. Take that left hand behind you, right hand crosses over. Sit up nice and tall, inhale. And exhale. Keep breathing, look over the left shoulder. And then release. Take both hands behind you now. Lean back just a little bit and then open the heart. Lift the chest up towards the ceiling and then press the sit bones down as you look up. Just a little back bend here. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together, really pulling open the chest. Thinking about lifting the heart up, up, up to the sky. One more breath. And then exhale, release it. Come back into neutral here. And then take both of your legs out in front of you. We'll add another little twist in here. So take your right knee and bend it. Take your right foot to the ground. If you're on anything that's in your way, feel free to move it. And then from here, take your right hand behind you, left arm hugs onto the right knee. Twist open again towards the right. Really flex the left foot. Really active in the left leg, pressing the left leg down. Maybe twisting a little bit deeper this time, looking over the right shoulder. There's also the option to come deeper if your body allows, taking your shoulder to the outside of the right knee. Maybe a bit on the tricep. And for some, you might even be a little bit lower. And if it doesn't feel productive to come into this deeper posture, then don't bother. Good, untwist and switch it out. Extend the right leg. Pull the left leg in this time. Right arm hugs, left arm back. Sit up tall, twist left. Again, kind of looking over the left shoulder. Maybe you're twisting a little deeper. If you did so on the other side, maybe coming out to the outside of that right arm. And in this posture, it really depends a lot on the height of your femur to your shoulders. If you kind of observe a lot of folks in this posture, you'll notice that our femur to torso length is very different from person to person. And that will affect whether or not this posture feels productive or not. So fear not if it is not productive. Good. Release that and untwist yourself. Extend both legs down your mat. Take a little bend in both knees and sit up nice and tall. Reach the arms up, lengthen. And as you exhale, fold, rounding the spine, grab for the feet, and let your head relax. Keep squeezing the legs together, keeping the bend in the knees, just releasing the low back. Good. And then come back upright. Flatten the legs once again. Take your right leg and bend it. Take the right foot to the inside of your left thigh. So bending the knee. And if your right knee doesn't lie flat, then you can always support it with a block. Doesn't need support as long as it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, definitely support it. Twist yourself so you're facing the left leg. Reach the arms up, inhale. And then exhale, fold. This time straight spine. So keeping a long, long, long spine as long as you can. Then maybe grabbing for either the foot or the calf. Sitting up nice and tall, sit bones heavy, spine long. And this one I'm not so worried about how deep you can go. Try to keep the left leg strong, facing down or pressing down. Really flex the left foot. And if anything, think about your heart lifting open and pulling the rib cage down to your upper thigh. Good. Good. Inhale, come on back up, and then let's switch it out. Take your right leg long, bend your left. Again, support the knee if you need. Sit up nice and tall. Twist over towards the right so that your heart is in line with your right leg. Reach the arms up. Exhale, long spine, fold it. And then reach wherever the hands go. Again, press the right leg down nice and firm. Good, release it, come on back up. This time take both of your feet behind you and prop yourself into your tabletop position. Gonna warm up our wrists a little bit from our tabletop. I want you to take yourself forward and back, keeping the arms straight, keeping the belly engaged. And as you come forward and back, just testing how far you can go. Think shoulders really far past the line of the fingertips, until you get to that point where you can start to really feel the forearms work and the wrists are stretching. Good, one more time. And back to neutral. Turn your fingertips now to face towards your knees. Very slowly do this. If it's too intense, then walk the knees in closer. That way you put less pressure down. If it's not too bad, then don't worry about it. You can keep them back. And you can just stay here. This is plenty, but if you want to intensify it, you sit your hips back towards your heels, even just slightly. Again, your belly is engaged, kind of pulling in towards your back body. You don't want this to feel like pain, so if it ever feels like it's entering the realm of pain, then back off of this, take a break. Take a couple more breaths. Nice and slow, we're going to release that. Take your hands and face them back into neutral one at a time, nice and slow. Sit back onto your heels into kneeling and shake out the wrists. Nice and easy. Good. All right, let's come into our downward facing dog, hips up and back. And we're going to take about 5 breaths in our downward facing dog. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And in your downward facing dog, I want you to think about your heels driving down to the ground. Think hips high and up and back. Good. Take one more deep breath here. And on your next inhale, shift forward into your high plank. Inhaling, high plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Good. Let's take 5 breaths here, sending the heels back, hips in line with the shoulders. Dig the fingertips in. Really energize the ground away. Feel like you're trying to push yourself even higher up and away from the ground. Two more breaths. Exhale, down dog, hips up and back. Good. On your next inhale, look towards your hands and step both feet to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Come all the way up to standing, reach up. And exhale the hands to prayer. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back or hop back. Move through your vinyasa. Lower all the way or halfway. Inhale, upwards or cobra. And then exhale to your down dog. As you inhale, reach your right leg up high. Exhale, step the right foot through. Bring your back knee down, come to low lunge, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, deepen your lunge, sending your hips low and down, kind of pushing, energizing forward. Don't think so much about down, think forward into the lunge. You don't want to sink the hips and release. You want to feel like you're energizing still away from the ground. Even though you're pushing deeper into this lunge, you're still energizing up. Good. Take 4 breaths here. That back foot should feel like it's pressing down, energizing. Front foot as well. Exhale your hands to prayer. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Really press your palms into one another, revolving a little bit deeper, looking over the right shoulder. Keep breathing here. We'll do a lot of twists today, and it's important that even though we're kind of compressing the area in our belly, we still breathe up into our lungs. We should never feel like we're constricting ourselves from breathing. One more breath. Good. Exhale, untwist yourself. Take your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee up. Step back vinyasa. Lower through your own. Inhale, upwards or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Remembering those vinyasas are there only if you want them, only if you feel compelled. You can always skip. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Drop the back knee, low lunge. Sweep the arms up as you inhale. Good. Exhale, deepen. Pressing yourself forward into the lunge, not down. Still energizing out of the feet, away from the ground. Relax those shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take a deep breath here, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to your left. This time, right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Look over the left shoulder. Still feel like you're energizing up and away from the ground. Should feel like there's space between your left leg and your torso. Don't collapse into the leg. And breathe. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, untwist, hands to the ground. Lift your back knee up, step back. Vinyasa or skip it. Meeting in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, reach your right leg up high. Exhale, step it through. This time, high lunge. Sweep the arms up. Four breaths here as well. Same thing, instead of feeling like you're sinking down, come forward, pushing the hips forward a bit. That will also help you lengthen through your back leg, straightening it as much as you can. Really bending into that front knee, shoulders down the back. Should feel like you're gently tugging the tailbone. Good, inhale here. Exhale your hands to prayer. One big breath. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Really power up and away from the ground, so straighten that back leg. Look over your shoulder, try to spot something in the back of the room behind you. Right leg is very engaged. Soft in the face. One more breath. Exhale, release it. Frame your front foot. Step back. Vinyasa lowers. Good. Downward dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through. High lunge. Same thing here. Think about setting yourself a bit forward. Then you can really lengthen your back leg. Arms reaching up towards the sky. Good. Shoulders down the back. Good. Inhale. Exhale your hands to prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. Over to your left. Right elbow hooking this time. Really straighten that back leg. Really powerful in both legs. Try to spot something over back behind your left shoulder. Keep breathing. Breathe into your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your hands to the ground. Step it back. Work through your vinyasa lower. Good. From downward facing dog, look towards your hands. Step to the top of your mat, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach the hands up. And exhale the hands to prayer. Good. At the top of your mat, take your feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your right knee into a 90-degree angle. Flex that right foot. Take your right hand to your sacrum or low back. Left hand over to the outside of your right knee. You can either just rest it there, or if you want a little support, you can kind of hook it out and around under the thigh. Now before we twist here, we're going to stand up really tall, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, twist towards your right. Take that right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Try not to hike your right hip up, is the tendency. Keep checking it down, keeping the hips as level as you can. And left knee can bend a little bit, just try not to really bend it. You'll also work a lot harder if you do that. Good. Once you find some balance, take your right arm back. Maybe lengthen the left arm forward. We're going to take 5 breaths here. You can stay here. You can also see if your left hand can grab the outside of your right foot and maybe straighten the right leg. Or you can just straighten without the grab. Up to you. We've got 4 more breaths. Rebend your right knee. And then exhale, come back to center. Hands come to prayer. Inhale here. And as you exhale, shift it to warrior 3, nice and slow. Taking that right leg straight back, taking your torso until it's parallel with the ground. Open your arms out into a T shape. Roll your shoulders onto your back, opening your chest. Inhale. Good. And exhale. 4 breaths here. Really flex the right foot. Kick the right heel up higher to the ceiling. Notice your belly if it's kind of pushing down. Feel like you're pulling the belly in and away from the ground. 1 more breath. You're doing great. Exhale, slow, step the right foot back to the ground and shake out that left leg. Whew. Oh my gosh, my left leg. All right, we got the other side now. Feet about hip width distance apart. This time that left leg reaches up about 90-degree angle. Good. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Left hand to the sacrum. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left. Good. Maybe take your gaze back behind you. Once you feel balanced, option left hand back, right arm forward. Also, there's the option to grab the outside of that left foot and straighten the left leg, or just straighten without the grab. Take 2 more breaths here. Rebend your left knee slow. Come back to center, hands in prayer. As you exhale, transition warrior 3. Taking that left leg back. Straighten the left leg. Bring your torso parallel to the ground. Take your arms out to a T and then roll the shoulders onto your back. Inhale. Exhale, really straighten the left leg. Think about heel a little bit higher, belly away from the ground. Slowly come back to standing, step your left leg back down. Good. Shake out the legs. Feet together, top of your mat. Take a nice big inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, plant your hands, step or flip back, lower. Inhale, upwards or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up high. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and send your hips nice and low. Option to drop the back knee if you'd like. We're in our lizard lunge. You can send the hips nice and heavy down to the ground for this one. You can also let the knee open away from the body or hug it in tighter. It's really up to you. You can kind of play around and see which feels better. And then whatever position you find, maybe you come deeper with the forearms to the ground. That's just an option. If your back knee is lifted, then keep it really strong, really straight back leg. 5 breaths. If you haven't already, drop the back knee. And take yourself back onto your palms. Now we're going to twist towards our right. So take your left hand flat on the ground. Twist open towards the right, reach the right arm back. Option to add the quad stretch if you'd like. You can bend that back knee, grab hold. If it doesn't work, don't worry about it, just twist. If you are grabbing that back foot, then really try to oppose it. So feel like the left foot is kicking away just as much as you're pulling it in. Breathe deep here. Keep sending your hips down. Feel like you're tucking your tailbone. 1 more breath. And then release it. Take both hands down, framing into the inside of that right foot. Lift up your back knee, step back, and vinyasa, lower. Inhale upwards. And exhale, down dog. Switch it out, reach that left leg high. exhale, step it to the outside of your left hand. Option to drop the back knee or keep it lifted. Just do whatever you did on the other side. And again, feel free. You can let that left foot kind of open. The knee can be away from the body or closing in. You can also come down to the forearms. Drop your back knee, come back onto your palms. Take your right hand flat to the ground, twist open towards the left. Left hand reaches back. Quad stretch is there if you want it, bend that back knee. Feel like you're kicking the foot away just as much as you're pulling it in. Keep pushing the ground away with that right arm. And just think about the sensation of tucking the tailbone. It won't look that different, but you'll feel it if you try and tuck it. Release it. Take your left hand back down to the ground. Lift your back knee up, step back. Vinyasa lowers. Inhale upward. And exhale, down dog. For downward facing dog, look towards the hands and jump or step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Come up to standing, reach up. Exhale the hands to prayer. Good. From here, take your feet together at the top of your mat. We're going to come to our chair pose. So bend into the knees just a bit, sink the hips back, and then sweep the hands down to the ground and then reach them up, chair pose. Hips are nice and low. Spread the toes, make sure you can still see them. Make sure your knees are not going so far past the toe line. Think about lifting your chest up just a bit. Let's take about 5 more breaths here. Two more. Exhale the hands to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Sit the hips nice and low. Look over the right shoulder. Good. You can just stay here if you'd like. If you have a side crow, I'll walk you through it. Your hands will come down to the ground on the right side, and you'll let your heels come off the ground, sitting onto the heels. So with your hands to your right side and your knees pointing forward, you're going to take your arms about shoulder width distance apart. Bend your elbows so you kind of create a little bit of a shelf. Now you're going to try to get your kind of side right hip area to land on the back of your left tricep. So nice and slow, just kind of lean into it. And just kind of test. Maybe you just come forward and back. If you can, think about getting that right knee as high in towards the left armpit as you can. And then maybe you lean, maybe you get the feet off the ground. If you need a little extra support, your right hip can lay on the back of the right arm, giving yourself support in 2 places. Do your best, play around if you'd like. And if you find air, breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to your chair pose. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, fold. Dive the hands down. Take your feet about hip width distance apart. Grab opposite elbows. Let your head hang. Maybe sway your hips and body side to side. Good. Roll it on up to standing. Inhale. Reach it up. And then exhale the hands to prayer. Once again, we're going to come to our chair pose. So feet back together once again. Bend into the knees, sweep the hands down and then up. Chair pose. 5 big breaths here. Two more, breathe in. On your next exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Take a deep breath. Exhale, twist to your left this time. Right elbow hooks to the outside of that left knee. Twisting open towards your left. Sink the hips nice and low. Again, you can stay here, but side crow's there if you want it. You can just take your hands to the left and then sit back onto your heels, letting your heels pop up off the ground. Now you want your hands about shoulder width distance apart, and you want your body kind of compact close in. So you want your left knee close to the outside of that right arm, kind of near the armpit. And then walk your hands in a little closer to your body, and you can kind of feel the connection between your right arm and that left knee. Try to keep it as you lean forward into chaturanga arms, just kind of testing the waters. Maybe that's all you do today. That's a good exercise. Otherwise, maybe come a little further. See if you can squeeze the core to lift the feet off the ground. If it works, see if you can get some air. And try to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody come back, chair pose. Sweep the arms up. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Dive it down. Once again, feet about hip width distance apart. Grab opposite elbows. Breathe out the mouth. Good. Bend the knees, roll on up to standing. Reach it up. And then exhale the hands to prayer. Good. Coming back to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back, lower. Inhale, upwards. And exhale, down dog. Before we move on, let's take a child's pose. Take the knees down, big toes to touch. And rest. Good. When you're ready, come to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, reach the right leg up high. And then exhale, step it through. Come back to that high lunge. Sweep the arms up. Good. I want you to keep the arms up alongside the ears. Just take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, just twist your upper body, so twisting your chest over to the right. Keeping your legs, everything is the same. You're just twisting through the torso. Good. Keep a lot of power in that back leg still. Good. Now I want you to take a little bit of a back bend. So start to lift the heart up and reach the fingertips up and back just a bit. Good. That right hand can come down towards your left leg. Maybe hook the outside of your left thigh. Really reach the left arm up and long. Shoulders down the back, breathe here. the twist, but removing the back bend. Take your right arm back up. Good. Inhale. Now as you exhale, start to lean yourself forward now. Just about halfway, almost like you're going to come into that twisted position. But the arms are still reaching up overhead and our chest is still opening towards the right. Good. Power in that back leg. I know this is hard. Breathe here. One more breath. Now hook that left elbow to the outside of the right leg, twisting a bit deeper here. Look over the right shoulder. Good. Option to come a bit deeper. You can take the left hand towards the ground, right arm reaches up, spreading the arms open wide. Good. Nice and slow, we're going to reverse ourselves back out. Come halfway up again. Keep the twist, arms reaching up. Come back to neutral. Face the chest forward, high lunge, breathe here. And then exhale, take your hands down. Step that right foot back, vinyasa. Inhale, upwards or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Other side, left leg high. Exhale, step that left foot through, high lunge. Sweep the arms up, good. Same thing here, twist to the left, keep the arms up. Now we're going to add that little bit of a back bend. Think about lifting the heart up, reaching the hands back a bit. Left hand comes back, finds the outside of that right thigh. Right fingertips reaching long. Good. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath here. Take that left arm back up, neutralize your spine, but keep the twist. Now as you exhale, shift yourself forward a bit, coming about halfway forward, keeping the twist, chest opening to the left. We're about halfway into that lunging twist. One breath. Exhale, take that right elbow to the outside of the left knee, now twisting a bit deeper. Look over the left shoulder. Power in that back knee, lift it up and away from the ground. Option to open the left arm up, right arm down. Keep breathing here, one more breath. We're going to reverse it back out, come halfway up, keep the twist, reach the arms up. Good. Now reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, untwist yourself, high lunge. Exhale, take your hands down. Ooh, step it back, vinyasa. Or skip it, come to downward facing dog. We'll all meet there in a breath or two. Then from downward facing dog, reach your right leg up high. And as you exhale, pigeon. Take your right knee over to the right, foot over to the left. Sink the hips nice and low. And you can come down to the forearms or sink the chest all the way to the ground. Think about your hips being heavy here. And try not to hold into this posture. It's really tempting to squeeze the thighs. Try to relax. onto your palms. Lift your back knee up. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Let's switch it. Left leg reaches high. Exhale, pigeon. Other side. Take that left knee down. Feel free to adjust however you need here. Every pigeon looks a little different. Wherever you are, maybe you come down to the forearms. Maybe let the chest sink to the ground. And again, if you can, try to let yourself relax. If it's too hard to let your hips be heavy, then maybe try supporting them a bit with a block, something that allows your body to sink. When you're ready, come back onto your palms. Lift your back knee up and take your left leg back, downward facing dog. Good. And then from downward facing dog, look towards your hands and jump through or come through to seated however you can. Just taking both legs out in front of you. Good. With both legs out in front of you, cross your right leg over your left in a figure four shape. And then we've done this one quite a few times. You can either stay here in this figure four shape, or you can take the right knee all the way over until it stacks on the left, and the option to stay here or bend that bottom knee as well. So whichever version you are in, you can either stay upright or you can fold into it. And if you find that this posture is too intense, one modification you can try is you can try sitting up on a block, and that will allow your legs some space so that you're not pressing down so intensely. So for those who find that they want to try to get into this posture but find it's very uncomfortable, elevating your hips is very useful. Wherever you are, try to settle. Nice and slow, come back upright. And release the legs back into neutral and switch. Take that left leg over. You can either do a figure four and fold, or you can take the leg over and fold, or you can take both legs bent. And again, each side might be different. Maybe you find that sitting on a block or a blanket is helpful. And wherever you do settle, just allow yourself to be heavy. Should not feel like pain in the knees whatsoever. And slowly come on back up. Release the legs out in front of you. Take both hands behind you and just shake out the legs. Good. Take both knees and bend them. Bringing the feet in towards your glutes a bit. And then just take your right foot underneath your left and kind of taking your left foot over towards your left hip. And then bring your left foot in close to your body. So you're kind of creating this general shape. And if this is too much, then you don't have to add the right leg in. You can just have the left leg bent. But if you're able to, crossing that right leg under and over towards the left, and then take your right arm, hug onto your left knee, left hand can come behind you. Twist over towards your left, sitting up nice and tall. And then release it and we'll switch it out. Bending both knees, take your left foot under and over towards your right hip. Otherwise, again, if that's uncomfortable, just the left leg is extended. Bringing the right foot in towards your body. Right hand back, left arm hugging on, twist over towards your right. Good. Release this and take the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Heels either close in towards the body or they can be a little further away. Grab onto the feet and gently pull, bending your elbows, bringing your chest towards the ground. And let your spine round, let your head be heavy. On your next inhale, slowly come back upright. And then extend both of your legs down your mat. Sit up nice and tall, flex your feet, reach your hands forward. We're going to use a little bit last core work to get ourselves down to the ground. So round your spine, kind of tucking your belly in towards your back body. And then just start to sit about halfway back. Keep rounding through your spine, keep reaching long and forward. And breathe. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, come a little bit further down. It's okay if you start to feel the belly tremble. That means it's working. Come a little further down. Little further down. Keep breathing here. Little further down. One more breath. Exhale all the way down. Release yourself into your Shavasana. Take your legs a little further wide apart. Take your hands by your side. Take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Close the eyes. And let your breathing be in any natural way it wants to be. On your next inhale, take a slow, deep breath in. And open your mouth for your exhale. Wiggling a bit through the toes and fingers. Taking a nice, another inhale, maybe stretching the arms overhead. And maybe yawn or sigh. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. And roll yourself over to one side. Catching your head into your arm. When you're ready, come to seated. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe the eyes can stay closed. And take these last few breaths to ground yourself. Feel every part of your body that's touching the ground. Rest your hands with the palms facing down. As you inhale, feel like you're pulling energy from the ground up into your body. Inhale energy in. With your exhale, stress and worries float away. Breathe in. And breathe out. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.